Now we're going to look at the hip hinge. This movement is going to provide the foundation to more explosive movements such as jumping, picking heavy weight off the floor, and it's just a good way to show whether or not you have the ability to move your hips independently of your spine. Now, people who have tight hamstrings may struggle with this movement, and equally, if you've never performed it before, it may take a few tries to get right, but have patience with it. What we need for this is a dowel rod or some kind of broomstick, and we're going to set up with the dowel rod having 3 points of contact with our back. So our upper back, our middle back, and our lower back. So I'm going to place one hand on top, one below, and I'm after a starting position with 3 of those contact points. I'm going to softly bend my knees, and then from there, I'm going to push my hips back until I'm effectively parallel to the floor. Now, as I said, if you feel this down the back of your legs, which you may well do, it's just an indicator that we're stretching the hamstrings, which is good. Equally, if you struggle to keep that 3 points of contact, typical movement errors you'll see are as follows. So the first one is rounding the back. So if I do this, I've lost that bottom contact position here. Similarly, if I'm in a position where I'm arching my back too much, what you'll see is I've lost this second point of contact in my mid-back here. Once I've established those 3 points of contact, I'm just going to see how far I can get keeping those 3 points. Now, if I find that I lose contact partway through the movement, so let's say I've got contact, and then I've lost it a little bit, I'm only going to go as far as I can keep contact. Final point is some athletes, when they do this, they keep the 3 points of contact, but they bend their knees too much. So what ends up happening is they push their hips back a little, but then the knees kind of take over, and it looks more like a squat. One way of knowing if you're doing this or not is if you push the stick down. So notice I've still got 3 points of contact, but if I end up squatting down, very soon the stick hits the floor. Whereas if I keep those 3 points of contact and I push my hips back, you'll notice the stick doesn't touch the floor and I keep those 3 points of contact. As I said, this is an important movement because when we eventually pick weight up off the floor, we're going to want to be in that similar position where my hips are moving, my spine is in neutral, and I'm in a strong position to pick weight up off the floor. As you can see, this ability to push our hips back without bending our spine is going to give us the foundation to unlock those explosive, powerful movements such as jumping, if that's one of our goals, or picking weight up off the floor. And as I said, the ability to move your spine move your hips independently of your spine and your knees is important for improving your body awareness as well as unlocking that foundation to more advanced movements.